Worgologi. 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 Worgologi.
Welcome everyone. Let's see, we've got at the moment we've got two people joining. So welcome to episode 5 of the Worgologi walkthrough. We've been playing with this character, Tabo, so we'll continue with that. At the start screen you enter your username, which can be anything really, and then you can pick one of the modes of gameplay, and we've been so far playing the Saga mode. And as we are going to enter into Saga mode with this username, the computer remembers the progress we've been making. And specifically, you see here in the top right corner, we have a score of 270. And then we also have two titles. We are Grandmaster in the Wisdom Keeper line, and we are Master in the Sage of Worgologi path. If I go back to the start screen, it will look different. And the reason for this is because through our progress we've been able to unlock different start screens. So we actually have unlocked two of them. First we unlocked this one, and then after that, with more progress, we unlocked the other one as well, and there are two more screens to unlock in the future. Each of these start screens come with special sound as well. The songs are different, specific to the characters you see there, so you see that you might recognize some of you who've played the previous who've joined in the previous episodes. This one is Ao, and then this is Nari. Let me also maybe remind you, if you're if this is the first episode you're watching, that you can also select your avatar by clicking on the avatar. So currently there are just a few of them. You can choose which one you want to play with. Great, so let's see where we left off. We can go to this hut here on the right and look at the progress map. The figures here are moving because these are the owners of the quests that we've played, and they move according to how much progress we've made in each quest. And the quest of Koba is the one we haven't played yet, so he's still staying at the same spot. And then there is also one more quest to unlock, the one that corresponds to this area here on the map. We can also see our cards that we've earned, the cards that reflect our titles. So we are a Master of Sage of Worgologi and Wisdom Keeper in the Grandmaster in the Wisdom Keeper path. And we also have special abilities that we can use in each quests. These are a bit technical. We can see what they do when we use them in the individual quests. Now, from this map, the progress map, we can also access the leaderboard and see where our standing is in terms of the worldwide scoring. And you can see here that we are on the 4th place so far, with a score of 270, and the next hurdle is quite high actually, 2155. Now, before we begin the game, before we begin playing any of the quests, I would like us to um, learn how to make sure that your score kind of permanently stays in the leaderboard. For this purpose, I'm going to log in through another name. So let's say I'm now making a new username. For instance, let's do Jane. I'm going to change my character as well. Notice that if I go back to the start screen, it takes me back to the usual start screen. And I could try to play one of the quests. For instance, we could play a quick game of S's Desert Quest. And I'll be writing mostly the empty words just to get through the game as quickly as possible. I mean, in general, as you recall, we have to form words along paths on the board, but we can also always try to write empty words as long as they fulfill the axioms. And this axiom, for instance, here says that the letter A shouldn't be in the word, and if we write an empty word, then it won't be there. So we write an empty word by simply not following any path on the board and just clicking on the final retrieve lost knowledge button here. And then with the next one, it forces us either D or G to be in the word. So then the empty word wouldn't satisfy this axiom, and we will receive a penalty in the form of lowering our health, and also in terms of halving the score that we can get from this word. So let's just write a simple word with D or G in it. Let's see if we can find something there. Maybe we can write GAL. That should work. And then we have L or M. We can write another small word. L should work as well. And then the next one forces us E to be in the word, so we can write knee. So I'm just trying to quickly finish the game so that we can talk about the process of entering into leaderboard. So this one is an axiom that says that if A is in the word, then S must be there. So if A isn't in the word, then we'll be fine. In particular, the empty word satisfies this axiom, so we can retrieve the empty word with this one. Then the next one says that if S and A both must be in the word, and so there we don't want to lose health, so maybe we're going to actually write a word fulfilling this requirement. And let's see where we have S. Here we have S, and this is a question mark, and we can make question mark anything we like by choosing a suitable letter in our wish box down here. So we can write as to fulfill the axiom S and A. And the next one, the empty word would satisfy the next axiom. It says if A is there, E must be there. And conversely, if E is there, then A must be there as well. And that's clearly true when neither A nor E are there. And then E not being in the word also is satisfied by the empty word. The same goes for if Z is there, then Z is there. In fact, any word would satisfy this axiom. And for not S is the same. For E implies B. If E was there, then B must be there. But if E is not in the word, then it's fine. And so the empty word doesn't have E in it, and so it is fine. So we can still do that. But with the next axiom, where either H or I must be in the word, that we can't fulfill with just the empty word, so we'll write something small with H being in it, for instance. And so we can continue from there. And this one again, empty word would satisfy that. Now we are forced both A and E to be in the word, and so we could say, for instance, we could write app. I'm not sure if it will count. Seems like an abbreviation, but actually it does. Oh, did I do something bad? Why did I get health deducted? I might have missed the precise statement of the axiom. Sorry about that. Anyway, so it's just one health score. It's not a big deal, since we're almost finished with the game anyway. So if T is there, then I must be there, and backwards. and we could just write sit. So this is how we reach the end of the quest, and of course the score here is very small. It's quite an unreasonable score, but our goal wasn't to score. Our goal was just to come to this point where we can visit a Wisdom Keeper spirit, and potentially we could have gotten promoted, but we won't get promoted in this case because the score was too small. And then we look at the leaderboard, and this is what I wanted to show you. So now when you go to the leaderboard, it shows where we stand in terms of the leaderboard. So we're on number 38 with a very low score of 44. But what we want now is for this score to be remembered by the system. So the best way to do that, so that for instance when you go to another device and that same username is recognized there. Of course, now the username will slightly change here, as you will see when we do what I'm going to suggest that we do now, which is to connect to claim your score. So we click on this connect button, and that should take you to a login screen. In fact, what it does on my side, it has opened a web page, and on that web page I'm able to either continue being logged in as Zorab or switch account. And let me actually show you how that looks like, because I don't think you see it on your side because it's now taken out of the app. So what I'm going to do on my screen is to share that web page as well, so I can show you clearly what I'm talking about. Just need a moment for setting this up on my side. So this is what happens. This window comes up where I can either continue as Zorab or switch account, and if I click on switch account, then I will have an opportunity to set up a new account here. I can click on create an account and I can set up a new account. I won't do it now, but if you haven't done that so far, you can do it. It's absolutely free, you don't have to pay anything for it. And then with that email address, username and password that you enter there, you'll be permanently remembered by the system who you are. And then if you're logged in through that account, then your scores will also be permanently kept in the leaderboard under your username that you're going to enter here, even if the name that you use for playing the game is different. Right, so I just wanted to show you this possibility so that you are able to save your progress, and not just that, also to be recognizable across different devices as the same person. We can go back now. I'm going to turn this screen off. So coming back to the Worgologi app, I'm actually going to quit here and quit this space as well. Or in fact, I'm actually going to connect instead of quitting, and just connect as Zorab with my existing account. So you see that it has been now connected. Okay. And if I exit and then go back to leaderboard, let's see what happens there. You see now that the score of 44 is no longer appearing under the name Jane, but rather it appears under the name that I'm logged in with. And if I click on claim for claiming the score, it seems to give me an error. So I'm actually not sure what's going on here, but we'll definitely sort it out for the next episode. But in any case, so now you see that your score will be entered through your username, which then can be kept across different devices. Right, so let's now go back and let's go back to our previous account, Tabo, so that we can make some further progress in the game. I do want to change back my character to what I had before. And what I also want to do is to make sure that I can see the chat. I think I'm not logged in on my side, so I can't see it yet. So just give me a moment so I can see the chat in case you're writing anything there. And I apologize if I haven't answered to you yet. I'm almost there. Let me test it if it works. And you're most welcome also to write something there. All right, so let's continue. We can go back now to the hut where we can follow one of these characters for the next quest. And in the last episode we did Kojo's shadow quest, and then let's do today the next quest, which is Koba's visionary quest. Now Koba is a little bit like Essie. Koba also has these rings that we can use for locking some of the plates. But in addition to that, there are some further rules. Let's read them. All general rules apply, except that diagonal steps are also possible. That's good news. We've already encountered that with the last couple of quests. We know that diagonal steps were possible there as well, and so it's good to know that they're possible here too. Then there is a penalty for not using the axiom correctly, as there is usually, and let's see if there is any additional penalty for this specific quest. 1 endurance point, which would be a quarter of this scale here, the red scale that shows our health, or rather endurance. And the awarded wisdom score is half, which is also the usual thing. Then there is a separate kind of penalty of 1 endurance point for taking back a step. And that's similar to what we saw in Kojo's quest, where we would have received a penalty if we retrieved from a path. And the philosophical justification here is that a visionary must always know what they do. Use the vision rings to plan longer words. Koba can lock the plates with his mind while you place the rings to avoid a mishap. So when we place these rings, it's possible that accidentally, instead of placing the ring, we will step on one of the plates, and then this will activate our move. But then, because taking it back decreases our health, it's useful that we can that this accident cannot happen. So if I click on the on the spot right here, then it locks the plate, so I can't anymore. Oh, wait a second, sorry, it's the other way around. Now it's locked. Okay, sorry about that. So I accidentally wrote an S there. So now it's locked, and from this point on, whatever I do here, it doesn't move anymore. And so this is when I can place these rings to look for a longer word. So the strategy here is that we first find a very long word, because remember, the longer the word, the higher the score will be. So we want to first find a very long word that we can aim to write eventually by the end of the game. And the idea is that this long will be so long that the score we will get just from that word alone will be so much that the scores for all the other words that we will write will basically not matter. And you might be wondering how this is possible, but remember that when you write a word, every next letter multiplies your previous score by 2. So, for example, if you write a word that has 5 letters, your score is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So in other words, 2 to the power 5. Now what is 2 to the power 5? 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32, right? So that's 2 to the power 5. Wait, is it 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32? Yes, it is. But now imagine if you write a word with 6 letters, then that 32 will be multiplied by 2 again. So it will be 64. One more letter, 128. One more letter, 256. One more letter, 512. One more letter, 1024. One more letter, 2048. And then one more letter, 2 times that. And you see, you can quickly go up to thousands in one, just a single move. So that's what we're aiming to do. We're aiming to write a very long word that will maybe give us thousands for just one single move, and then we don't have to worry about the other moves. All the other moves basically will be geared at clearing the board enough so that we can actually write that long word towards the end of the game. So that's the idea with Koba's quest, which is a strategy, by the way, that can also be applied with S's quest, because in her quest also something like this would be possible. The nice thing about this one is that here we are allowed to make diagonal steps as well, whereas with Essie we couldn't make diagonal steps. So I do look for suggestions from you. What should this long word be? Try to look for some long word that we could try to write towards the end, and we'll mark it with our magic rings, and then maybe we should call them visionary rings, and then we will start playing. We're looking for a very, very long word.
Through shadows deep and heights unknown, I claim the truths the winds have sown. The knowledge waits, the time is near. With every step, the path grows clear.
Let's see. We could try to have a word that ends with S, because you can take many different kinds of words and make it end with S. That's a very common ending for English words. So we could maybe strategize like that, kind of think backwards, so to say. So for instance, this S could be the last letter. And if this S is the last letter, then maybe we could think of this E being the letter before that. So shield sounds like a good word. However, we really want something longer than that. I'm thinking of something beyond 10 letters, something that will get us really a very, very high score. And then if it ends with S, then maybe the letter before that would be E. And now we can think of a word that ends with E and to which we can also attach S eventually. Of course, another strategy is to look for a word that ends with E and D. E and D form past tense of a word, of a verb, so that could also work. S and H is also a common combination, right? Let's mark that as well. In fact, we could have a word that ends with ISH. Ish. Something ish. And by the way, it's okay if these letters are not completely connected with each other, because remember, the whole point is that we will clear the board and just leave those letters, and then the empty spaces that will be created, we can pass through the empty spaces to write the words. So we don't have to necessarily think of these letters being next to each other. Like, one thing I'm seeing here is I think I lost it. Darkish, for instance, would be a word, but maybe it would be a bit too too short. But let's see. So we could potentially aim for DARKISH. Now that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters. Now 7 letters isn't that much. 2 to the power 7 is what? So let's calculate. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. 128 is not what we're looking for. We're looking for something much longer. So let's think of a longer word than darkish. So what we're looking for now is to find a word out of the letters that we see on the board, and they don't have to be consecutive letters, because I mean the squares on which the letters are placed don't have to be consecutive squares, because the idea is to not write this word immediately, but rather to write it towards the end of the game, when we have cleared the rest of the board and we can walk through the empty spaces on the board to reach out those letters. Another strategy in this, by the way, is to look for the ing ending, because ing ending is quite a common ending for English words. So I'll mark. We've already got I marked, and I'm marking here G, and N is there. So radishes. If radishes is a word, then we definitely could do that. That would be 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256. The score for radishes will be 256. Let's look for something even longer, so we can get a score of above 1000. So maybe we can think of something that ends with ing. We could even think of something that starts with R and E. That's a common 2 letters to start a word with. So maybe we can start with RE and then end with ing. How about that? What about restructuring? Would we be able to do that? So we have RE here, then we've got S there, and then T here. No, first we need T here. We need another R. Let's look for an R nearby. In fact, maybe it's actually better to take this E because we will be closer to S. Where's another R? Another R is far away, right? It's here. That's fine. Then we can go for use U, struck, and then we can take a C somewhere nearby. There is one structuring, struct. Okay, and then we can go for, if we travel along this way, RU, C, T, and then we need U and R and then ing, right? Is there another U there? There's another U here, right? And then we need another R. We could go for if there is no other R, no worry, we can still go for the question mark and let the question mark be the R. So the plan is to do res ter then U struck, and then kind of move here with C, and then maybe we better use this T, restruct, and then move around here and then go to U, and then this R, and then this I, and then NG. Where is NG? Here is the N. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay, let's trace our path again. So we would start here, R, E, S, T, then we could go around here, R, U, C, T, then we could go around here, U, R, I, N, G. I think it works, right? How many letters will this be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 letters. So what is 13? 2 to the power 13. Let's calculate. So 2 to the power 13 will be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 13 times, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let me see if I type this correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Who can tell me what this equals? 2 times 2 to the power 1 is 2, then 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1024, and how much we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 2 to the power 10 is 1024, and then 2 to the power 13 will be that times 2 to the power 3, which is 8. So it will be more than 8,000. That would be a very good score to have, wouldn't it? So I think we've made a very good plan, and now we can go for this very good plan. So, first thing we want to do, just double check one more time if this word is actually writable. Remember, the rules for forming a word will be that we can go through empty spaces, and the idea is that the rest of the board will become empty. We will clear the other letters along the way, and then we can also go diagonally, but we cannot cross our own path. So we cannot cross a path where our path lands on the same plate twice. So we would go like this: R, E, S, right? And then maybe we can kind of take backward here and diagonally here, so that will be res. T, so we could go diagonal this way, T. Actually, maybe it's actually better to go through this T for now, to kind of stay at the edge. Is it 14 letters, Morongwa? Really? I thought it was 13 letters, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, I think it's 13 letters. Maybe I'm miscounting. So, ris, we can take this T, ris, T, then R, U, C, T, U, R. Oh, what happened to I? We forgot about the I. And why is there H? H shouldn't be there, right? So H isn't in the word. It's the I that's there. I and then N and G. I think we're good now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It is 13 letters. So it will be not 16,000, it will be half of that, but that's very good still. Good. So what's the next step? We've now planned, we've kind of made sure that this will work. We can now exit the visionary mode, and we can start collecting words to clear the border, especially around these letters, because we want to have access to these letters when we write that long word, right? We kind of started with S here, and we have to make a word that doesn't contain A. And we do still want to write words with as many letters as possible, so that we can clear the board as quickly as possible, so we can claim this very special word that we're aiming for as soon as possible. Let's see what we can do with S. What about so? Or maybe socks? That's the socks. Is that how you write socks? Wait, no, it's not how you write socks. Does this word exist? S-O-X. I'm actually not sure. And we don't want to risk, because every time we will take back our move, we'll lose endurance. So let's be safer. Let's do then sob. It would be nice if we could do sobs, but we can't. So the axiom says A mustn't be there, and A isn't there, so we can safely claim this word. Next. Next one must have E. Sky is a good one, mood is a good one as well, but this next one actually must have E. We could do M-E-E. Mood doesn't have E, and sky doesn't have E either, so we could do dime. Deem. Deem sounds good. Would we be able to write deem? I do not see double E next to D. Cement. Oh wow. Can we write cement? Oh, there is C-E-M-E. What about N-T? Remember, we don't want to take the letters from those that were marked, because these are for the special word we're preparing. And the word must always follow a path, so we won't be able to jump spaces to write a word. We can, if it's empty space, then we can go through empty spaces, but it has to be a continuous path. Cement would be really nice if we can write it. But I don't think we can with the letters that we reserved. What about if we write Seas? S-E-A-S. We will be going through a play that will deduct a score from us. D from left column, double E second column, Deem. That's not a bad one actually, that's a good one. We'll be clearing this path and not losing any score. Alright, let's go for that one. The next one I see, the next axiom coming up is, it says D or G. If I write Deem with this D, would we still have another D left there? Yeah, we do, there's another one. Alright, let's do this Deem. Deem. Great. Thank you very much for the suggestion, Morongo. Now we have D or G. And is there a G we can clear? Not sure about that. Can't see any G's actually. Oh, we've got one that's a special one that we want to use later on. So probably we have to go for this D here. Oh, there's a G there. But it doesn't seem to be connected with the with vowels too much. So maybe we can just get rid of this. D-O-M. We do want to clear this space, right? So maybe we could go for dome or doom. Doom. D-O-O-M. Let's go for doom. With the next one, if E isn't there, then the axiom is automatically fulfilled. So, on the other hand, if E is there, then B must be there as well. We haven't cleared any of this space here. Maybe at some point we should actually aim for that. What about B's? I'm thinking of writing B, and then we can go through this health score. Or that doesn't make sense because our health is full anyway. So we wouldn't want to waste going through the plate that rewards us endurance. When we will be traveling along to claim our word, restructuring, we would want to go around this way. So for now we have freedom to travel here. We would have to get to this T and then this C. No, it's first R, go back and then come back here, right? And then go back up there. So we have to clear these spaces and those spaces, and also an access to here. Bayes. Is there such a word, Bayes? I'm actually not sure. But how would we write it actually? Because the only B we have is here. Don't see how to write Bayes, and I'm not even sure if it's a word. Oh, we could clear this spot here, which we have to anyway, by writing clap. Let's do that, shall we? Clap sounds like a good deal. Next one must have S and A in it. Maybe this is the time we go for clearing this area. S-H-A. Shut. No, doesn't work. We could also go upwards. We could write sky, but that wouldn't have A in it. We could do seat, S-E-A-T. We would be passing through two of these ones that will deduct score from us, but then we can make up for that by going here and getting the health. From there, we'll just have one score deducted. Not score, but one endurance point. Because this will nicely clear up the pass there. In principle, we probably also want the Y to be gone from there, that spot there. Says, let's see, says. Oh yeah, says would work as well. Let's do says. Thank you, Morongwa. So this is how we reclaim the endurance point we lost there. Fantastic. What else needs to be cleared? So we will go for Riz, and then we will come back here. T, and then we have to reach this arm. And so this area has to be really cleared, right? Because we have to go through this area twice. First reaching R, then U, then coming back and reaching to C, and then kind of going back there. So all of these, as much as we can take off from here, we should all try our best to do that. Okay. These are difficult letters also to write something with. What can we do with V? Vet, right? Vet is V-E-T, isn't it? Eve. Eve would be good. The only thing I'm worried about with Eve is that we will be taking off two E's from the board. And what if later on we are forced to have an E in our word? Well, we do have some question marks there, so maybe we can afford that. If we could write ever, but we don't want to use that R. Fever would have been good, right? F is here. Fever, and then go for And let's treat this question mark as an R basically. Gets. Get sounds good as well. But I don't think I would want to... I really want to clear this path, to be honest, since there's lots going to be happening around this area when we will be writing this promised word. So let's actually go for fever. Now, let's think about it. When we come up here, right, with rest, and then we go around to R, and then U, and then we'll come back. So there has to be an entry point and an exit point to this area. So if we go up this way, and then we'll have to come back somehow, and so you see, I think we still have to kind of eliminate one of these plates with that take endurance point from us, and then try to combine it with another one that awards the endurance point. So we could potentially do that with fever actually. So let's actually go for fever, you know. It doesn't contain A, so we're not in danger of violating the axiom. So what I'm going to do now is if I do fev and then I go to E and then I go for R in the question mark area, I wanted to kind of cross this. Oh, I can do it along. I can do it on the way back. Yeah. So this would be R. So to do that, I'll select R in the wish box. Fever. And then we go here, deducts endurance point, and then adds endurance point. Great. We still have quite a few axiom cards to go, which is good, since it means that we still have some more time to clear the area even more for writing our envisioned word. Right, so the next one forces us to have H or I in it. So maybe we want to get that H there, or this I actually, because we probably want to clear this path. Xi would be one word we could do. I think Bai is also a word, but Xi is a Greek letter. I think it's accepted by the dictionary. QI is actually also should be a word that's accepted by dictionary, but I'm a bit worried that if it's not, then we'll lose quite a bit of health to write this thing. On the other hand, when we write this restructuring, right, when we go here, rest and RU, and we come back here for C, so there has to be a way to cross this area and then come back for it. So potentially we could go this way and then kind of go diagonally up there, do C, and then go that way, and then when we come back we could cross this path here. So we definitely need this either Z or X out of the way there. In fact, maybe both, or not. And we do also want to clear things here, because right, so in the end we'll be writing U, R, I, and then NG, and so we'll be going back, but this space will be filled by what we did there, so we probably want to go back this way. RI and then NG, so we probably want to clear all these three actually. So why don't we actually just go for high, or we could go for hip. T can be combined with H.
Through shadows deep and heights unknown, I claim the truth.
Oh, I just had an idea. If instead of this T, we use that T, wouldn't that work? Let's enter into visionary mode again. What I'm saying now is instead of this T, we use this T. Then look, we could go ris and then come here, do T, R, U. Oh, then we'll get stuck here. Unless we go this way. Oh, that could work. Struck T, U, I, R. And then all this way and no. Thin. Thin would be great, actually, right? Which T do we take, though? This one or that one?
I am Kobo, a guide unseen, walking paths where none have been.
Maybe since we already planned the other one, and we haven't checked the new plan carefully yet, let's stick to the old plan. We could go for thin, T-H-I-N. We could also go for hint, couldn't we? H-I-N-T. No, we couldn't. All right, let's do the lower one. Thin. In the next axiom, it says T is equivalent to I. So if T is there, then I must be there and vice versa. We still want to get that A, get rid of that A, right? And then Z there, and let's see what we can do here. We could go LA, lag. We could do lag, right? I'm a bit worried that if we collect too many vowels, then it will be difficult for us to get rid of the Z and the X. What about if we change the plan slightly? Let's go to the visionary mode again. What if we do, what if we instead of this C here, we do the C there? So basically, we go for re, st, then go here, ru, and then go for C, k, struck, and then come here, struct, and then go up, u, struct, R, I, and then come back here, ing. I think that could work. Yeah, I think that will be much better, because then this C is very difficult to access. I think this revised plan would work, in which case we do want to get rid of the H there. Let's actually try to write this long word as quickly as possible, with as few moves as possible. I think we just need to get rid of the A, and then we're basically ready. How do we get rid of this A? Should we go for lag, L-A-G? We could also go for bag, but I was kind of hoping that we can get rid of this h at the same time as we get rid of this a. In fact, the next axiom says a and e, so maybe we should actually preserve this a. And what about e? What are we going to do with e? Oh no, we don't have any more e's left. Remember when I said that it would be good to keep some of the e's there? Now we don't have any more e's. We've been using, we plan to use the question mark for c. So in the next turn, we actually going to lose one endurance point. L-O-W. Yeah, that's a good plan, Morongo. It's good to have access to I, actually. So we could do L-A-W then, maybe. Yeah, L-A-W. That's a very good idea. Thank you very much. So LAW doesn't contain either T or I, so we should be fine. I must be honest, I'm getting a bit nervous here. One mistake and all of our work might be ruined. So A and E. Well, we don't have E. Is this maybe the moment when we can write our long word? No, it can't be, because we do need to take that H off the grid. Shall we just write high and take that H off from there? Yeah, why not? Let's do that. Let's go for it. In fact, that was a very clever move that Morongo suggested to us. Otherwise, we might have gotten stuck very quickly without having too many vowels left. So we know up front that we're going to be losing a 1 endurance point for this one, but we can maybe make up for that by... No, we can't make up for it now, but maybe later we can make up for it by going through this endurance booster. Let's go, let's write HI. Right, next word can't contain S. We probably don't want to write restructuring now that with that rule. Why don't we just write empty word here? Not to waste the A there in the corner. I think we should just go for the empty word. Well, we could go for just the empty word just for picking up the health score here, the endurance booster. I mean, let's do that. Look at this. So of course now we could write an empty word, but then after that we have L or M. And neither L nor M are on the board, so we will lose again one thing here. Restructuring shouldn't be written now, because it would violate this axiom, and hence we will get score deducted, endurance point deducted. So let's skip this turn. L or M that we can't fulfill. We don't want to write the long word on the axiom that we can't fulfill, because then all of that score will be halved. So I think we'll have to go for empty word here and lose one score. I mean, lose one endurance point. And now, restructuring does satisfy this axiom. I think this is the time. This is the moment when I think we will be able to write the word that we planned for. Let's just make sure we know which path to take. So we go back to the visionary mode. R-E-S. And then I'll go here, right? And then I'll go there. So that will be res. So res will be picked this way. I'm going to record it by writing in the chat. We'll get res this way. Then I'll go all the, so that I'll kind of approach it from this side. I'll go all the way down here, and then there'll be T. T, and then I'll go to R by going around this way, like this. We'll have T, R, U, and then C. So T, R, U, C. So we had res, then T, R, U, C. Then, once I'm here with C, I need to pick up the T, which I can by just going down. I think this space will be empty. T, U, I'll go U this way, R, I, and then I'll go diagonal here, diagonal there, N and G. Yay! I think it will work. Shall we go for it? Are we ready to do what we have been planning for such a long time? We have to take off the discs because otherwise we won't be able to click on those plates. What we can do, instead of completely taking them off, maybe we can use them to guide us, to guide the path for us. So sort of guiding us where we have to go, kind of putting this in places where we don't want to be. So so we'll go rest, and then we'll go this way to R. So I'm going to put this here. So we go this way to R, and then R, U. I'm just going to put it somewhere here, and then C, and we'll go down to T, right? Down to T, and then we'll go to U here. We definitely don't want to step on this one. Then R, I, right? And then we'll go RI and then diagonally here this way, and then NG. Great, this is definitely working, it seems, right? Okay, exiting the visionary mode, and let's see if we can fulfill this goal. By the way, let's look at our magic tools here. What do they do? Drop on a non-empty plate to create an endurance booster. Oh, that's fantastic. We actually will need the endurance booster. And then this one is drop on a non-empty plate to empty it. If there was something on the way, an obstacle, we could have emptied that. What about this one? Drop on an empty box to shuffle non-empty plates. Okay, so it's just for shuffling. Great. So let's start. The real game begins now. Restructuring. Right, so we begin with R. So I have to make sure I don't make any mistakes. Restructuring does begin with R. So I click here. Then E, S, RIS. Now we need to get a T. We are getting this T, right? So we go here, go here, go here, just to be safe, stay on the edge. And we'll go here, and then we'll go escape that way. Rest. Now we need to chase for this R here. Rest, and then U. I'll play safe. I'll go around the this way. Rest, TR. Do you hear the song? He's actually saying no mistakes to be made. rest r, then u. So this would be C. So let's prepare the C. Perfection calls, the stakes are high. So after U, we would want C, right? So that's restruck. And then we want T, which we, as we planned, we will go down. Then we'll go to U, R, I, and G. Fantastic. Restruck. T. Restruct 2. Now here we need R, so we have to put R there. To be completely honest to you, it feels like writing, not writing, but feels like a driver's test, passing the driver's test. I'm quite nervous. So then we have R here, struck, and then I, and then N and G. Yay! Restructuring. Are we ready to face the high score we'll get for this, which will be more than 8,000? Let's see. I'm clicking this on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow, look at that. We have now a score of 8,324. How fantastic. We can now clear the board. We don't need these rings anymore. They've really helped us. So I'm just gonna click on this to generate the rings eventually until they all disappear. There we go. So 2 more moves to make. In fact, we could write empty words for both of them because they're not being E. Empty word certainly satisfies this. And also Z implies Z that is satisfied by the empty word as well. But why should we write empty words when we can collect more letters, right? So let's actually collect more letters. We did quite well given that we only have like 1 endurance score that we dropped. In fact, we could even like put this there, not to shuffle. Oh, actually, shuffling might be a good idea later on because we might want to generate more vowels. Drop on a non-empty plate to create an endurance booster. So we maybe drop in a bad letter like Q. There we go. And now we can reclaim our lost endurance score. Not that it matters, but just for the sake of prestige. And then we can go for a word that doesn't contain E, which isn't too hard. What about pack? P-A-C-K. So to write P-A-C-K, we'll approach P, then we'll approach A, and then we go around for C and K. Just being careful there. So P-A. And then we can get C there, and then we can get K there. This was a long road. Great. And for the last one, let's see what this shuffling will do. Drop on the wish box to shuffle non-empty plates. Oh yeah, it created O for us. That's fantastic. Let's write something with it. Toss, how about that? Toss would be good. What a fantastic game. I can't wait to see what promotion are we going to get thanks to what we did here. 8,356. That's incredible. Wow, look at that. Wait a moment. Wait a moment. Where's the promotion? There should be promotion here. That's weird. I think there was a kind of a bug. When this guy comes up, he should be promoting us to a champion, but for some reason the promotion didn't get activated. This is certainly a bug. We'll definitely have to fix this. But let's now visit the leaderboard. Oh yeah, you see, we did get a promotion here. If you look at the title at the top, it says now champion. We've reached the highest level on the Wisdom Keeper path, which is champion. So that's absolutely amazing. And then if we go to leaderboard, for this specific quest, let's see what are standing. Oh no, we are on the second place. I've played this before and I scored just a little bit more. How embarrassing. 75 instead of 57. So if a little bit more, and we would have reached the first place. That's fine. Second place isn't bad either. And now let's go for let's visit the Sage of Worgologi spirit. Now I can't wait to see what will be our promotion in the Sage of Worgologi path. Wow, look at that, 1,463, that's great. Oh no, look at this. Oh, we are a champion of Sage of Worgologi as well. This is absolutely stunning. We've basically reached the highest rank we can ever reach in this game in both Wisdom Keeper and Sage of Worgologi paths. So you see, it's actually not so difficult to get there. It took us how many games? This is episode... Is it episode 5, right? Is it episode 5 or episode 6? I think it's episode 5. So in just 5 games, we've reached the end. And let's look at the leaderboard again. What's that? Wait, where are we now? 1,463. Yeah, so the reason why it doesn't enter us into the score is because I've already played this before and this is not my best score, so that's why it didn't put me in here. So my best score was 7,460. But this is still very good. Of course, now once we're a champion, right? So then the competition kind of takes the next level where you compete with other people around the world and trying to get a score that's even higher than their score. But now being champion in both Wisdom Keeper path and Sage of Worgologi path does mean that we will now have access to all sorts of things and features in the game, and I just can't wait to explore all the things that we've unlocked with our very good game, including the last quest, which is actually it's actually my favorite one, the last one. We're not going to play today, but it's really one of my favorite ones. I'll show you just in a moment. So, okay, so let's go back here, and we leave this place. Oh, now it shows us that we are on the champion level, and did it show us on the other side? You see, now we have this champion card as well, and we can leave this place, and we walk out proudly. First, let's look at the map here. You see that Koba has gone. You see, we basically overridden this entire path. So this was where Koba was at the start, and just to show you again, this was where he was at the start, and we just one game. We played this game so well because we planned it really well, right? To write this long word. We skipped all these intermediate steps and is right at the top of Koba's journey. And here we have a new player, a new hero. Her name is, I forgot what her name is. Cassie. Her name is Cassie. And this is the game we haven't played yet because we haven't even unlocked it yet. And now we have unlocked, so our next game we'll be playing with Cassie. These are our cards. We have a champion Wisdom Keeper card. We have a champion Sage of Worgologi card. We have also unlocked some additional powers. Let's see what they are. Wow, look at this. this power doubles your wisdom score. Can you imagine what we can do with this? Imagine if we had this power already when we played the other game. When we scored 8,000, we could have used this power to double that and get 16,000 instead of 8,000. This is such a nice gift. And then what does this do? Drops a wish disc. Oh, this is the one that creates a question mark disc. This is such a useful tool as well. And the others I think we already know because we've already used them before. Okay, this is really very, very interesting. We'll be able to do so many things with these tools. Okay, let's first of all meet Cassie. Here we've got Cassie. I'm not going to play this, but I'm just going to show you how it looks like. So Cassie works with fire, and so we are in the world of fire. We basically have to navigate our path in the fire, and so just like with Nari, our endurance score will be reducing over time. So we have to be very quick. So it's a very challenging quest, this one, and good luck for whoever tries to get a high score there. But let's not play this one for now. What we can do now is to go to the other hut where we can see what kind of pictures we've unlocked. So for Koba, you see we've unlocked in one go all 3 pictures. And for Cassie, obviously, we don't have any of them. And for the others, we wouldn't have unlocked anything unless we improve our score in their respective quests. Great. Now, one other thing to see is the start screen. Remember I told you that as you progress through the game, you'll be unlocking different start screens. So let's see what kind of start screens we unlocked this time. Oh, wow. This is actually Cassie's start screen. And also Cassie is on the main picture for the Worgologi game. So she's kind of the main player here. The main hero of the game. And we also unlocked Essie's start screen. So each of them have their own music.
The ancients whisper soft and clear, their knowledge waits, the time is near.
All right, thank you very much for joining. This is the end of episode 5 of Worgologi walkthrough. Thank you very much for all your contributions, especially Morongwa. Thank you very much for the help. And I hope to see you again in the next episode when we will be playing Cassie's Fire Quest.
Essie rises, staff in hand, guided by a sacred plan. The symbols glow, the map is laid, a journey starts, a vow is made. Oh, Worgologi, paths unknown, a quest for wisdom, seeds are sown through symbols bright and scrolls untold.
Greetings to your gang, Morongwa. Very glad to know that they're there. Thank you very much to all of them for joining as well.